Hello. Thank you for having me. Last fall, Abercrombie and Fitch began an advertising campaign titled "This is the Time." It is an attempt to distance the company from the legacy of their former CEO, Mike Jeffries. Jeffries was the man who was infamous for not selling sizes above a size 10 and encouraging hypersexual marketing techniques such as this one, and it's part of the reason Abercrombie and Fitch became so popular in the early 2000s. But before I go into my research and analysis, I would like you all to watch the commercial that I am discussing. So here we go.
Is the time to screw up, date all the wrong people, learn by doing. This is the time to explore your new city, your new feelings, to be honest. Because for this brilliant little window, the world is expecting you to fail and try and scream and cry, to sharpen your skills and pick up some scars, to be brave and foolish, searching and strong. For these few years, you're free and forgiven. Let loose what's next. To find your match, to find yourself. In 60 years, when the scars have become lessons and the risks have become rewards, these are the images that will surface. These are the days you'll remember. This is the time.
Okay, so there are a lot of things that I could talk about within this commercial. And while Abercrombie and Fitch may be distancing themselves from this previous form of advertising, their new campaign highlights a deeper issue, an issue that surrounds us every day and remains more or less unchallenged, and that is the issue of ageism. The prejudice against people of age within our society, and by extension, the prejudice against our future selves. Just think about when you go to the grocery store into the toiletries section. How many anti-aging creams, serums, and pills are there? Is aging ever treated as a blessing instead of a curse? This Abercrombie and Fitch commercial blatantly buys into this already existing prejudice and upholds it through language use. By analyzing the discourse within this commercial, we can understand the underlying assumptions and ideologies held by Abercrombie and Fitch and by Western society as a whole. To analyze this language use, I've been using a tool known as figured worlds. Figured worlds is a term coined by James Paul Gee, who defines it as a picture of a simplified world that captures what is taken to be typical or normal. What are these assumptions, and how is it revealed through discourse? Let's look first at the central theme through the commercial. This is the time. This phrase is repeated over and over and is the name of Abercrombie's new campaign. The target demographic outlined by the advertising agency that produced this commercial is urban 21 to 24-year-olds. According to the commercial, this is the time to screw up, date all the wrong people, to be brave and foolish, etc., etc. This, while there is no harm in doing these things as a 21 to 24-year-old, the repeated emphasis on the idea that this is the time begs the question, what about later? And the commercial has something to say about this, actually. Apparently, in 60 years' time, when the scars have become lessons and the risks have become rewards, these are the images that will resurface. These are the days that you'll remember. If you take the phrase, this is the time, and then the quote about 60 years and whatever, a powerful figured world is revealed. The implication here is that later is not the time. Now is the time to do things, and later is the time to reminisce. This misconception and stereotype of a person of age being empty, lacking passion, ability, desire, experience, and being filled instead with frailty and decline is a cornerstone of ageist discourse, and one that we often do not even question. We could also use the term, it's now or never. What kind of future does this paint? What kind of figured world does this depict? And what kind of life remains for a person beyond the age of 24? According to the figured world of Abercrombie and Fitch, 21 to 24-year-olds are the ones to have adventures, to try new things, and to have new experiences. That a person of age is not the demographic to be adventurous and outgoing. We frame the challenges of youth with romantic lenses and those of age with negativity. Furthermore, if all a person of age does is reminisce, then there is no room to make new memories and no implied hope for a memorable future. That the memories of youth are the only ones worth revisiting, and that no new memories are to be made. Personally, as a 23-year-old, this filled me with deep concern. Because if
Pardon me. We were here earlier. I left a cell phone in here. Has
It
anyone
is right there.
Thank you very much.
As a 23-year-old, this filled me with deep concern. And if 21 to 24 is my peak, then this is gonna be rough. These ideas of a somewhat sad, dreary person of age incapable of learning and growing are supported neither by research nor by experience. And what is supported by research is the fact that happiness increases with age. The phrases used within the commercial are short and simple, yes. They are somewhat, oh, sorry. They are short and simple, yes. Are they true? I absolutely disagree. The fact that they are cliche actually may make them more harmful, as they are less likely to be questioned. This commercial is not just a snapshot of views held by our this commercial is a snapshot of the views held by our community. But why does this discourse surrounding age matter? I can talk about all day about the implications of the language used in the commercial, but in the end, there are real consequences. Discourse such as this limits the opportunities for people of age. Retraining is not offered to older employees. Opportunities for new experiences or fashion are not advertised or marketed with people of age in mind. And people of age continue to be seen as a burden and a drain on resources instead of a resource in and of themselves. People of age are offered a lesser quality of life and may feel burdensome and excluded. Words are powerful, but sometimes it is the things that are not said that highlight the truth. By analyzing the discourse within this Abercrombie commercial, we can understand what is said and take it a step further and understand what is implied. Discourse analysis is a powerful tool that can expose deep-rooted ideologies. I believe that the first step to ending such negative ideologies and reframing our own figured worlds is to acknowledge them and change the discourse surrounding them. Thank you for your time.
In the runtime, were there any people who didn't fit into the 21 to 24?
No.
No, not even like servers or
No.
people walking the street? Okay.
No, everybody was 21 to 24. Yeah.
Did you look at any other company, like commercials from any other companies in the same fashion category as Abercrombie and Fitch?
Not in as much detail, but there is a commercial entitled Unlimited Youth about this 86-year-old nun who's running her 46th marathon, something like that. So I did look at that, and if you look at the title Unlimited Youth, it frames her age. The only way to successfully age is to have these qualities of youth, and in fact, you shouldn't have to perform physical sports to have a engaging and fulfilling life. So the answer is yes. Thank you.